Hello, friends. This is Terry with your new moon Scorpio. What a ride this month. This new moon, destiny is calling you back. So you have to take a U-turn to meet your destiny. That's what I'm feeling. And before I begin, why I'm wearing plaid today is that this is my Plaid Friday sale coming up, my one and only big sale on Western astrology chart readings with a Zoom and Reiki and an energy clearing and my annual 9-star key reading. This is the biggest sale I do all year. You could purchase astrology charts for a gift for Christmas, or maybe you want to gift it for yourself. It will be happening from right now as I record this until Friday, November 28th. And if you want to get a full chart reading for somebody before Christmas, order it sooner than later because it does take me more than 1 week to complete an astrology chart. This will not be an AI generated astrology chart, as so many people do online. This is a spirit generated astrology chart, and it really takes time for me to sit with the transits and to channel your divine messages from a higher source. So it's not something that I can whip out within a day. And these are limited in quantity, of course, because it's just me, myself, and I, just the three of us working on this. So I will put a link down below in the descriptions if you are interested in getting an astrology chart on super sale. And remember, I'm still going to give away this 9-star key astrology reading. And so leave a comment in and you will be in it to win it. I'm going to give that away on Plaid Friday as well. And this will be a radical new moon in Scorpio happening on November 19th at a powerful 28 degrees. This is just rubbing right up to that critical last degree, 29 degree. This is so close to the 29 critical degree that this says something big is coming, that something is ending, but what is about to begin has not yet started. And I know so many people who are in this liminal space right now. Let me know if you're in feeling like a liminal space where you're not quite sure what your next step is, but you know you don't want to be doing what you're doing anymore, kind of thing. We are at a powerful crossroads. I always think of the goddess Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads. Maybe I'll do a little reel about Hecate because Hecate is very tied to Scorpio in that death, transformation, and rebirth crossroads time. And at this critical degree of 28, we might even see people dying, people leaving the building, people leaving the earth, maybe being abducted by aliens. I don't know. But there could be a loss of some kind here. And whatever you're losing is just sort of making room for something bigger and better to come. But there is also the death of the old paradigm. We're really seeing that in our world, where the old politicians may not be getting voted in, and we're voting in new young blood, like just happened in New York. We're voting in the new way forward, and it is going to be radical. And yes, I'm from the 80s where that word radical really comes from. And I had to look up, I was like, this is a radical new moon. That was the word that I was really thinking about. And radical is defined in the dictionary as bringing extreme change that will be far reaching, long lasting. Please don't let this be the Cascadian subduction zone where I live in the Pacific Northwest. We're all afraid of this massive earthquake that could rock our whole Pacific Northwest. I hope it's not that kind of radical extreme change. But we do have Uranus retrograde going back to Taurus, where Uranus in Taurus brings earth crisis, Taurus, the earth sign, Uranus, unexpected, shocking events. So that's right there too. And we have Venus, Black Moon Lilith, Sun and Mercury retrograde, all lining up in my own personal sign, Scorpio. So look at the beautiful chart. I'll put it in the beginning of this, or I might just put it in as a post because I forgot to put it up on my screen. But this is an initiation into a collective transformation. Initiation into a collective transformation. Will you join the cult of collective transformation? We're all going to have massive changes. And even if you don't sign up for it, even if you don't join, you will be a part of the collective transformation in this pivotal reset moment with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is saying you need to go back and heal something that you forgot to heal. Mercury retrograde, Sun Kazemi, when Mercury and the Sun conjunct right at the point of this new moon, that is right on the Sabian symbol, which I'm going to be talking about later. Mercury retrograde, Sun Kazemi, happening in Scorpio, comes together to form a powerful U-turn moment. It is time to turn this vehicle around. It's time to turn the world around. It's time to go back where we have to think about going all the way back to wherever we came from in the last 5 years. Somewhere in the last 5 years, we have gotten lost as a collective. Personal is political. Somewhere in the last 5 years, you made a change that might not have been the right change. Maybe it was a breakup. Maybe you quit your job. Maybe you stopped talking to your best friend. Maybe you stopped talking to your mother. Whatever it was, think about what you did around 2020. This is where the U-turn began. So Mercury retrograde, Sun Kazemi in Scorpio is a powerful U-turn moment where we have to think about going all the way back to wherever we got lost on our path forward. And so many people are doing this astrological U-turn with this magical triangle trine transit. I've been reading some of your charts over the last month for this magic trine. I have a sale for just one transit, the magic trine, and it makes me think of remembering that old saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. We gotta flip a bitch. We gotta go back. We've got to try to work it out again. Maybe it's that you need to work out your relationship. Maybe you want to get back together with somebody you broke up with in the last 5 years. Or maybe it's your career. You want to do over on that project you were trying to do that you never really accomplished. And maybe it's with your family. There could be reconciliation. And when I think of the word radical, I also think of this beautiful book, Radical Forgiveness. I'm going to drop that down in the description. If you need to do some healing with a family member or a relationship, it could be your child or your best friend, your mother, your partner. Radical Forgiveness is this amazing book. I'm going to drop it down. It may be something you need to try again related to that love, success, or your family, whatever it is. What will you go back for a do-over on this new moon, Scorpio? That is your homework assignment. You got to go back. You got to flip the bitch, take the U-turn, do it over, try again. And I saw one astrologer online. I have so many astrologers in my feed because of my algorithm. And she was saying she sees all these breakups coming. And sure, we're in a big shift. There could be breakups, but I disagree. I think everyone is getting back together on this new moon. I think this is an important opportunity for reconciliation between couples, family, maybe with your kids, your old friends, your old boss. I see us not breaking up, but coming back together. even if you've had, and it is interesting that it's coming at the holiday season, and maybe you weren't speaking to your family member, but now you want to go spend Thanksgiving with them. It's something like that is more what I'm seeing. And I am personally absolutely doing a complete U-turn myself. I've been in a bit of a Scorpio with Jupiter trine Cancer opportunity overload this month. I've had so many opportunities come my way. And I got my real estate license back in 2021 when we were on the COVID lockdowns, and I couldn't see massage clients in person for that year. So I did online classes and I got my real estate license, and signed up with a cloud brokerage, but our local real estate market in Bend was really not great for new people like me because there was such a low inventory and there were so many rich cash buyers coming from other places like California and Seattle, and they were just outbidding my poor new home buyers. And was helping a couple of people to buy their first home, and we just got outbid. There was just not a chance. It was a weird market of people offering like 50 to 60,000 over on small houses. I think it was a lot of investors personally, and I just was almost ready to let my license go. And then suddenly we have this Jupiter Saturn trine that we're under right now. Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Pisces, trining. This is a real opportunity for all the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, talking to you. But I've been telling you about this for the last 5 videos that this Jupiter in Cancer trining the water signs is a real opportunity. And I started seeing some real glimmers of hope in real estate. Jupiter in Cancer is good for real estate. Jupiter expands and brings money, and Cancer rules the fourth house of home. So I started thinking maybe I don't want to give up my real estate license, and maybe I want a bigger house myself. Who doesn't want a bigger house these days? And now our housing department is freaking out because 2025 saw some of the worst home sales since 2007. And they have this brand new, I can't even believe it, portable mortgage system that may be coming in early 2026, as early as January 2026, they're saying, where if you have a low interest loan, like I have a locked in low interest mortgage from 2015 at 3%, then you can transfer your own low interest mortgage to buy a new home. And this is going to be really great opportunity for people like me who bought their first home because it was affordable, and maybe it wasn't my dream house. I have a small house. I have a little massage spa out of my house, but it's a small house. And now I can transfer my low 3% interest to buy a better home, a dream house, maybe a butterfly farm. Who knows? But these are the kinds of really exciting opportunities with Jupiter and Cancer for all the water signs, especially, but everybody has Jupiter and Cancer somewhere. Look at your chart. If you know where Cancer is in your chart, leave it in the comments and I'll tell you where your opportunity lies. But as people start trading in their small homes to buy bigger homes, they will be selling off all this inventory of smaller starter homes. So my clients that I was working with before that just got outbid to buy their small starter home, now there is this gleam of hope in the real estate industry that I am so excited about. I am taking a massive U-turn myself, and I'm just using this as an example. I'm going to go back into real estate passionately, and I have found the best brokerage in Bend. These women that I'm working with are two of the best brokers. And I cannot wait to go back, take that U-turn, go back, try again to master real estate in 2026. So think about if there's something you were trying to do back in COVID. So many of us had a hard time accomplishing much in 2020. Now is the opportunity where you can take a U-turn and something that might not have worked out as you had planned, and maybe you want to take a U-turn and try to go back and make it all happen now. Just a really exciting time for a do-over collective. Can we have a collective do-over over the last 5 years? I would really love that. And 2026, we will be moving into a one water star in the nine-star key. Even though I know you're going to tell me, nope, it's a fire horse. That's Chinese astrology. I study the nine-star key, which is a Japanese astrology, and we will be in the one water element. In feng shui and this element, five element system, water is wealth. So we can all really prosper in 2026, unless you're a fire star and then water's going to put the fire out. But most of us will really see the economy is about to rebound. I do believe this with all my heart. It's all about getting into that receiving mode in 2026. So you can manifest by energetically aligning and then allowing good things to come to you. You don't have to always work so hard. Sometimes you can manifest just by letting things in. And so I am so excited for this 2026. And this is the time to start working out your receiving muscle. That's how I look at it. If you can't expect to always receive good things if you haven't worked on your own worthiness and working on your own receiving muscle. And I have a Scorpio friend who had a really bad birthday recently, and she said her husband completely failed her birthday and he brought her home. She's got small young children, and he brought her home a card from the dollar store, and he forgot to have the children sign it even. And so I felt so bad for her. And she was going on about how much she does for her family, like all good mothers do. And he just gave her this empty card. And um, she was having this classic martyr talk that I've heard from so many of my girlfriends. And I'm sure she's watching this right now because I know she watches this channel. And hello, Crystal. But um, happy birthday. And she came in for a massage, thank God. So she did some self-care around this. But it would be so good, I think, if more women could just flex their receiving muscle by just letting their husbands know what they want, or their families what they want, or even small children. I would tell my son, I want this for my birthday. And I personally had the most amazing birthdays, one of the best ones ever. And it really just came from um, me just asking for what I want. And I think I was raised by my mother, who used to beat around the bush for my dad and about what she wanted, and giving my dad these cryptic kind of messages that rarely worked or were understood. And then she'd get upset when she didn't get what she wanted. And I watched that as a child, and I just thought, maybe just ask please, and ask for what you want. So can we do this for my birthday? It's not that hard. And in some ways it was good to watch that because I just I was able to get my needs met. And I think the lesson here is to truly acknowledge what your needs are and express them to others. Like, I don't want this, I want to do this thing instead. And I like simple, very introverted birthdays. I don't like a big deal. My husband knows this. And my husband and son were asking me what I wanted, and I told him exactly what I wanted. And I wanted my son to take me to his school, has a culinary bakery, and they make amazing baked goods on Friday. And my birthday just happened to be on a Friday. So, hey, we went and got all these incredible pastries. And then we went on a beautiful fall foliage hike. It was a sunny day and it was the best hike ever. And I just wanted a relaxing staycation celebration because I've done all the trips where you go on a big birthday trip, and sometimes it can be so exhausting afterwards. And so I asked my husband if he would steam clean our whole house, and if we could just get our house in order and clean. To me, that is like feels so good when your house is perfectly clean. So my husband spent all weekend steam cleaning my carpets, and that's just exactly what I wanted. I felt like a queen. And then all my friends and family were texting me and telling me all these beautiful messages about what they appreciate about me and how much I mean to them. And that was gorgeous. I had a couple clients bring me flowers and handcrafted, handmade things. That is incredible. I just felt incredibly lucky. I felt like a queen, and I'm finally becoming a good receiver by, working out the receiving muscle. So I just wanted to share this. And then after you receive, you say thank you, and you thank the universe, and you thank everyone around you. And so this is a time for a pivotal shifting moment. If there's something you want in your life, we can take this to a greater level. If you can't even ask your friends and family for what you want, how are you going to ask the universe? How are you going to ask Jupiter, the great king of wishes? Because this is a wishing new moon. And let me know your intention or your wish in the comments, and I will send Reiki for it to come true because we can really change the way we look at things, and then the things will begin to change. That's an Anise Nin quote. She wrote that in a book years ago. I know a lot of people say that's a Wayne Dyer quote, but Anise Nin wrote it in the 70s or 80s. And if you just change the way you look at things, the things you look at will begin to change. And it begins by having the self-worth, the receiving muscle to ask for what you want, and you might just get it, right? These are the kinds of energies we're having with this pivotal liminal space and this new moon where we can get into energetic alignment with whatever you're calling in. We have a powerful, exact grand water trine with Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Pisces, trining this sun, moon in Scorpio, and Mercury in Scorpio, all in that 25 to 28 degree range, right? Jupiter and Saturn, 25 degrees. Sun and Moon Scorpio, 28 degrees. That's within a 3 degree exact water trine. So look at your own astrology chart. If you have your chart, look at where water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces show up in that 25 to 28 degrees. That is your call to destiny. That is where you want to take the U-turn. That is the area that is really going to be lit with opportunities. And this isn't just like one day on the 19th. This is like a 6 month trajectory of things will be coming to you in your water sign houses. So I would love to know if you know which house your 25 to 28 of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces is. Leave it in the comments, and I will let you know what that means, because destiny is calling you back. And it's time to answer the call. Destiny called, it went to voicemail, then you texted Destiny back, and then you guys were playing phone tag. And now Destiny is really calling, and you got to call back. You got to answer it. Just answer it while it's ringing so you don't have to get into phone tag. If you're not feeling inspired to take a giant leap of faith on this new moon, to really go for it, to manifest, then you might be feeling depressed. And let me tell you, that's okay too, because I have seen a real pattern with so many of my Reiki students and clients that sometimes we get into this like, nothing's happening. You're kind of in a lull. And that is part of this liminal space we find ourselves in on this new moon. So don't worry if you're feeling depressed or down or like nothing's really happening. That usually means something is just about to happen. So even if you're feeling depressed, it's gonna get better with this new moon. And maybe just get out your journal and write some intentions and write about what your dream life would look like, because even the lull means something is shifting in your life. It's a big shift for all of us. And There are some supplements you can take right now if you are feeling already the seasonal affect of winter is coming, and if you're feeling like you don't have the energy, if you want some supplements for rejuvenation, I'm telling you, I got some really good ones that are putting me in a good mood from Thorne Vitamins, and only once a year, only in November, they have their biggest sale of I think I can offer 25%. They give us these discount codes, but we can't always offer discounts that it closes and then it opens. But November, we can do the highest. It used to be 30% was the highest, and now all the companies are getting cheap. Does it seem like that? So 25% is as good as it gets. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in some feel good supplements that will get you motivated with energy, improve your immunity. I've got a great supplement for menopause if you're going through that, or if you need mental clarity and motivation, let me hook you up so that you can take advantage of this pivotal shift so you can have the energy to take that U-turn back to destiny. And we've got to explore Black Moon Lilith really quickly because she's been showing up in Scorpio where she is seeking revenge for women scorned, just as the Epstein files are being released. Well, if that you can't even believe the synchronicity of Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, revenge for women scorned, and then the Epstein files, we finally have them released. And that's fun. And I am currently reading Nobody's Girl, and I highly recommend it, though it kind of gives me some hyper vigilant fear, anxiety vibes. I can't read it at night, I find. I'm listening to the Audible, and I can only listen to it a little bit at a time with a fully conscious. Don't go to sleep with that one. It's kind of a nightmare. But it is important that we honor and recognize and just listen to these women's traumas. I will link it down below if you are interested in listening more about it, learning more about it, and what was really going on with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. It's pretty scandalous. And Black Moon Lilith is a woman who will not be controlled. Remember, Lilith would not be with Adam. She wouldn't have sex with Adam. It was the original woman saying, no thanks. And Black Moon Lilith is bringing this wild, untamed passion, but ultimately she represents woman's sovereignty, embracing our own divine feminine power, independence, and just a reclamation of our personal power that comes from that deep healing when she's in Scorpio. It's deep healing of where are you losing power and where do you need to reclaim your power. And this is a time to heal thyself as we begin to turn around, as we make that energetic reset, as you begin again on a new way forward. This time it will be different. This time you won't sacrifice yourself. This time you will be empowered. You will stand up for yourself. This time you will flex your receiving muscle and you will say what it is you want from others, what it is you want from the universe, and then you will receive. You are receiving now. When you really get empowered with Black Moon Lilith, you will prosper on this new moon. And even as I'm feeling so ambitious to get all my new projects going for 2026, I am also making sure that I'm keeping my work life balance, right? That is a theme of this new moon too. We've got to really honor that work-life balance and taking some time for the deep self-healing. And for me, that just looks like doing self Reiki. Every day I do self Reiki and journal writing while I'm laying on my infrared biomat. And biomats are also on sale, super sale for right now for the new this new moon and going into, I think the infrared biomat sale ends on November 27th, just before Plaid Friday. I think it ends on Thanksgiving. It's really weird, but I'm going to link down below This infrared biomat has been the best splurge I have ever bought in my life. I don't like to have clutter. This is why I don't want my husband to buy me stuff because I don't like to have a bunch of candles and clutter and crystals. I have so much of that stuff, but I splurged on an infrared biomat after we sold our house in Seattle, and it has been the best the best purchase ever for my own personal deep healing to lay on that amethyst crystals with the deep heat. And the bonus is that my clients love it and my Reiki students love it, and it has brought me so much passive income when clients and students buy their own infrared biomats. I think I made over $5,000 in just commissions on biomats last year. So my whole family loves it, and especially our cats. My cats are addicted to biomat, but I just love using it daily, and it's so good for your immunity right now. There's so many people have been sick this season, but anytime I see a client who may have caught a cold or something, I just lay on my infrared biomat for a half an hour after, and I let it heal me on it heals on the cellular level. We're basically just a bag of cells. And I never catch what is going on. Knock on wood. You got to knock on wood when you say that. But anyways, I will link to the infrared biomat. There's just lots of good sales I don't want you to miss. But now let's read the Sabian symbol for this radical new moon, this incredible U-turn to destiny. Scorpio, 28 degrees, the king of fairies approaching his domain. That one's, you could almost do a drawing for that one. The king of fairies approaching his domain, and the capacity to recognize and pay homage to an integrating principle at the core of all existence. That's so Saturn trine Jupiter, I feel. This relates to the symbolism of mystical creatures, fairies of a spirit world that is mentioned in both alchemical and Rosicrucian books. Fairies were always known to grant wishes, just like Cinderella. And Jupiter is the king of wishes. So I look at this symbol as a time to get really clear about what you want so that you can ask the King Jupiter and his fairies to deliver what you want. It's all about that receiving muscle, getting your receiving muscle and strengthened. And especially if you are a Cancer, this is your once in 12 years to ask Jupiter, the king of wishes, for what it is you want, what you really, really want. And beyond both outer nature and the realm of our proud ego, there is a deeper spiritual world that exists to which the intuitive consciousness of man can pay allegiance to in pursuit of a higher calling or one's destiny. And in that world, all manifested entities are seen as multiple aspects of source, a central power, and divine consciousness. This is a principle of unity that human societies have sought to revere symbolically in kings, that in an individual sense, the king is thyself. You are your own king of your own domain. You are the king of your life. You are the king of your future. You are the king of the U-turn. The king is thyself. When approaching one's domain, there will be empowerment. The king is thyself. When approaching one's domain, when the king owns a home, I love being a homeowner so much. It's really when I feel empowered when I bought my first home. But the king is thyself. When approaching one's domain, there is empowerment. A spiritual unifying factor begins to be sensed with an inner allegiance to one's core beliefs in the pursuit of manifesting one's destiny. That is a lot to unpack. I feel like I could repeat that because it was just a lot going on in that Sabian symbol. And oh Hecate, goddess of the crossroads, please stand at your crossroad. You are at a crossroad. I know you are because we all are at a crossroad. We are collectively at a crossroads, and you can change your mind. You can go back. You can take a U-turn. You can reconsolidate. You can get back together with that person you thought you were going to break up with and divorce. You can try again. You can call your mother. I really regret there were years I didn't speak to my mother, and now I wish I had that time back. I'm just going to say that if you have a mother and you're lucky enough to, try to repair that radical forgiveness, that was the book that helped me. Or you can do nothing. That's also an option. You can just sit with it. Do nothing. See what happens next. You can allow it to unfold. And just like a lotus blooming, we are all at the crossroads waiting to bloom. That is the message of this Scorpio new moon. I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all next time. Thank you.